everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into my last video. Today I'm going to be discussing another topic that I get a few questions on, so if you want to find out what I'm going to talk about, then carry on watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll put everything you need in the down bar below to my other social media links. I hope you enjoy this video and what is it? I can't remember. Yeah, I just hope you enjoy this video. Today I'm going to be talking about the topic of going to the doctors if you're not sure if you have something wrong with you or not. Now, throughout this video I'm going to be using the term wrong with you, or yeah, if there's something wrong with you, but I don't mean that in a rude way. That's just the kind of easiest way I found to describe it. So the one question I get a lot is, when should I go to the doctors, or when did you go to the doctors to tell them that you think there's a problem? Whether that be with anxiety or whether that be with depression or an eating disorder, yeah, when did you go to the doctors, or what do you say, and la 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 la. So the one thing I'd say about going to the doctors, if you feel like it's affecting your life, if you feel like your illness is affecting your daily life, so you know it's affecting the things you do in your daily life, then go to the doctor. You can call up before to give them a little consultation about what you're coming in for. So you can call up your doctors and say, I just want to come in to book an appointment for blah 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 blah, will you please pass it on to the doctor? So it makes it a lot easier before you get there, so the doctor doesn't have to ask you loads of questions that you might have already gone through with people before. That is the one thing I say, there's never an early enough time to go to the doctors. As soon as you feel like it's affecting your daily life, then take a trip, because you probably won't regret it. Another question I get is, I don't want to go to the doctors because I think the doctor might section me. I don't want this to come across in the wrong way. If anything, your doctor's not going to do anything. So the worst case scenario that is going to happen out of this is that your doctor doesn't do anything, which obviously isn't great, but I promise you then and there he's not going to see you and think you need sectioning, unless obviously there's some history there's a record and all of these things. I don't really know what goes into it, but you don't have to be scared. He'll probably give you a few pamphlets and leaflets about different services that are offered in your area. So when I went to the doctors for the first or second time, they gave me leaflets for my local mind, local support groups, different kind of websites and resources that you can use to try and help you. Now for me, these weren't very helpful, but the doctor will give you those resources because you might not know about those things already. It is good to sign up to the NHS because obviously the resources are really good, but it might be worth signing up to Mind in the meantime, and then when you get an NHS like referral, then maybe you can stop doing the Mind or do them both, or etc etc. But the doctor will not section you as soon as you go. Like, they really won't do that. Another thing people say is, I don't want to go to the doctors because my parents will find out. Depending on how old you are, so I think for my doctors, or the doctors in my area, you had to be 16 to change your details. And if you go to the doctors about something confidential, you can change the contact details from your parents' number to your number. I never really did this because my mum kind of knew everything anyway, but I know a couple of my friends who went to the doctors for different kind of reasons, and they changed their contact details so their parents wouldn't get an alert or a call every time if there was something wrong. So if you are over the certain age, or over the rules and regulations that your certain doctor's surgery or the NHS has, then they legally cannot tell your parents. But the one thing I would recommend is that it doesn't have to be your parents, but if you are struggling with that kind of thing, you do have a support network. It might be something that helps you to kind of get through it. And also, even if you change your contact details, it would be a good idea to tell your parents, unless obviously the circumstance is so bad that you think you're going to be putting yourself or someone else in danger if you say those things, or yeah, kind of alert that to your parents. Another question I get is, how long will it take for the NHS to refer me to CAMHS or another service? Personally, I don't know how long it takes to be referred to CAMHS or another NHS kind of therapeutic service, because I was referred through the hospital, and in a way that was kind of good, because I think it would have taken a really long time because the waiting list is huge. Obviously, the funding has been cut, so I know when I was at CAMHS and when I was finishing CAMHS, my local CAMHS was shutting down, and it was only being run in the one that was like 40 minutes from my house rather than like literally a 5-minute drive. Like I said, there's other free services such as Mind and different resources, which I'll link below, that you can get therapy through. You can get some help. And if you are at school, your school might run some kind of counselling service at school, and normally your school does have things like that are in place. But again, they will have to tell your parents, because obviously they have to get your permission if you're underage and if your parents are, you know, your legal guardians and stuff like that. So that is all for this video. I hope I've answered some of your queries and questions. If you do have any more questions, don't hesitate to put them in the down bar below. But yeah, I will link the resources about Mind and other places that I was talking about in this video down below in the description box. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week for my next video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you lots. Bye.